Hey guys, okay, so as promised, I'm going to do my kind of overview of my hair. I have so many questions, comments, everything on my hair color, cut, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and do a real fast video on that. If you're not interested in what my hair looks like, then stop my video because you're not going to give a shit. Okay, so first thing is let's do my color. Okay, we use Matrix Color at my salon. I always use a bleach for my blonde. I use a 30 volume developer. And yeah, that's what I do for my blonde. Probably every other time I put a low light in my hair with my blonde. So sometimes I'll just do my bleach. Other times I'll throw in a little bit darker blonde. And I always use, it's called Matrix Color Sync. It's a level 8 or a level 9. And I use a Mocha Mocha, which is a beigey blonde color. So that's what that is. And one thing you need to remember is that it all depends on your hair color. I don't know if you can tell, but I am really light naturally. If you know anything about color, I'm probably a level 7.5 or 8. So my hair lifts really easily. So I can go pretty blonde and be okay. So I probably haven't colored my hair in maybe 2.5 months or so. And I mean, you can barely see any root because it just all blends so well together. So you have to remember that because you don't know how many people I have come in that they're like, oh, I love your color, I want your color, or, something like that. And they're really dark naturally, their hair color. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm not going to be able to get you to my color because your hair's just not going to lift that well. And also, if I did leave the color on to get you as blonde as I am, your hair could possibly fall out. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just need to keep that in mind, that although you want a color, you might not be able to achieve it. Now, this is my opinion. I'm just giving you my personal opinion, but yeah. And also, the darker your hair is, the worse it's going to look growing out. Obviously, if you go super blonde and you don't want to keep that maintenance, I mean, if you're super, super dark and you go super blonde, within a week, you're going to see that stripe. So it's kind of nice to stay in your realm of hair color. Does that make sense? Whatever. Okay, so that's my color. Oh, and biggest thing, I think for my color is a toner. I always use a toner. And what I use is I just use like a neutral and a violet colored toner. That way it takes out, you know how when people first get their blonde done and it's super bright. It's almost neon. Like if you're walking in the sun, you better look away or you're going to get a blinding spot in your eye. I don't like that. On me, I like very muted down, neutral, almost ashy, kind of ashy blonde, beigey blonde. So I always use a toner. I leave that on for like 10 minutes to take away any brightness or any gold that's in my blonde. Because, I mean, you don't want this. You don't want big yellow chunks like my ring in your hair. At least I don't. And I don't think you should either. Okay, so that's my hair color. Oh, and purple shampoo is a must. That'll help brighten up your blonde, take away the gold. Use it once a week, depending on how much you shampoo. Way to go. All right, now as far as my hair cut goes, I cut my own hair usually. I always have somebody kind of go through it and see if I took any chunks out, which a lot of times I did, trying to cut it myself. But I just have a ton of layers happening. My shortest layers in my crown are, I don't know if you can see this, they come down to the nape of my neck. Okay, so probably around my chin are my shortest layers. And if I pull these forward, they are like even with my bangs. Do you see that? So if I wanted to, I could have bangs start from here. I mean, obviously I wouldn't, but just to kind of show you. And I have a lot of layers framing my face. So you would just say, you want a lot of layering around your face, very textured. Now, another thing, it all depends on hair texture. I mean, I have people, if you have super, super thick hair, I wouldn't recommend going super, super short with your layers because it's just going to look choppy and heavy and blah. But the same thing if you have super, super thin hair. you know, you really want to have a good consultation with your hairstylist. Okay, so there's that. And what else is there? Oh, I always point cut into my hair. So what I mean by that is if here is my hair, I go in with my scissors like this. And that's what gives you a very movable, is that the right word? Flowy? What word am I looking for? I don't know, whatever. Movable hair, and you're not going to get that chopped, blunt look where if you took your scissors and went straight across, that's when you're going to get the blunt, choppy look. If you like the blunt, choppy look, straight across is good for you, but no thanks. Okay, so there's that. Now, my bangs are probably my biggest question. And I try to answer so many people. I probably answered 40 comments on my bangs. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do a video. All right, I have a super severe side part. I don't always part it this far, but sometimes I do. So I usually go either from here or a little bit over. And I go at a little bit of an angle up so that it doesn't look so severe. Because if I take this and pull this over, do I have a comb over? I mean, that's just, what are you doing? So I do kind of an angle. And my bangs start really far back, but once again, this is all your hair texture. If you have super thick hair, you don't want to have a bang that starts, in the middle of your back. And, so you just be smart. Listen to your stylist. If you don't think your stylist is right, which a lot of times we're not, then get a second opinion, okay? So there's that. And they're very textured. I don't know if you can, I don't know, you're not going to be able to tell. But I just do a lot of texturizing on the bottom so that even though I have a huge chunk of bang, it doesn't look like I have a huge, heavy bang hanging in my face. Do you know what I'm saying? And I always go up and do a lot of point cutting into my bang to make them really textured. So basically, I guess what you want to tell your stylist is just very textured. Very textured, no blunt cutting, that kind of thing. And worst case, if all else fails, and not all else fails because you should do it anyway, take in a picture. Take in lots of pictures. Take in a picture that you don't want. Obviously, don't take in a guy's cut if you want long hair and be like, okay, I don't want this. Well, no shit. You know what I'm saying? That is the best thing to do because then you can connect with your stylist. Because you could tell her you want a really heavy bang, and she'll take that as meaning you want like a huge chunk of hair instead of more hair. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. Is that all? I probably just rambled. I know I rambled. But hopefully that gives you some idea of what to tell your stylist. And I've been having to record my videos on like straight to YouTube. And so they've been cutting them shorter. So if this gets cut shorter, so sorry. But hopefully it'll all load. If you have any more questions, just ask. Hopefully I covered everything. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.